Hi, I'm Jeremy. Today I'll be reviewing Daybreak, Brian Ralph. So I don't know if you can tell this from my voice, but I'm pretty sick. I don't know why I'm recording a video while I'm sick, especially if it's my first ever review on this channel. That's a great first impression. But anyway, I just read this. I felt like it would be a good thing to read while I'm sick and bored and feeling awful alone in my dorm room. And I need to do a video review on this because if I wait too long, then I'm not going to remember it enough to talk about it. You might have remembered me talking about this when I was purchasing it in the Humble Post-Apocalyptic Bundle, which I believe is my last video since this one. And this was the thing I was most excited about for purchasing the Humble Bundle, the Humble Post-Apocalyptic Bundle. And I've got to say, I'm a little disappointed. Not completely, and certainly not enough that I'm not going to recommend this book at all, but I'm a little disappointed. It made it sound a lot more interesting on the description of this book than it actually ended up being. Daybreak is a graphic novel, and the art is very simple and very not colorful. It's very sketchy, and there's mostly just brown for the color. Sometimes there's a little greenish yellow in there, but it's mostly just brown and white. The sketchy art style I actually like. Normally, it's not like immediately eye-catching, but it's that indie comic style. Lack of color I didn't appreciate as much, but the art style itself wasn't bad. It worked for what it was. Nothing amazing, but nothing ugly necessarily either. As for the story, it is a post-apocalyptic book, a zombie apocalypse specifically, but what sets it apart from every other zombie apocalypse story, of which there are too many, is the way it is conveyed, and that is by making you, the reader, a sort of passive, I wouldn't say actually not really passive, but you, the reader, a character in the book. They never show you, but the whole thing is shot from your perspective, almost as if you are holding a camera and filming everything that's happening. It's very interesting, and that's what drew me to this book. That's why I wanted to buy it so much when I saw it in the Humble Bundle. That's ended up being really the only thing interesting about this book. As far as a zombie apocalypse story goes, it's just like every other one. It doesn't bring much new to the table as far as that goes. And I think any innovation in this genre is a good thing, because this genre is so overdone at this point in our day and age. It is like zombie craze. I don't know where it came from, and I don't think it's gonna go anywhere because it is just so popular and boring at this point because so many people do it and they've run out of things to do with it. And this story, I'm happy that they tried something new by making you the reader of the character. It's really interesting, but you have to make the story as interesting, and it's not. It ended up being just mostly a gimmick. Basically, the plot is that this guy with an unnamed character who you see throughout the whole thing, who he only has one arm, the other arm is all like bandaged and stitched up, and like it's cut off, it's not there, but there's like a nub that's bandaged and stuff. And he finds you, he helps you, he just leads you around, finds you shelter, food. You basically just watch him. He's really the main character, even though it has you as a character who's watching all this. You're not passive, like I said. You have some influence. There are some times where you fight. I guess you fight, it's kind of unclear, but mostly it's about the one-armed man. And he's not particularly interesting. He's kind of cool and nice at first. You feel sort of comforted being in this zombie situation with this guy. Like, he's the kind of person you can trust in this situation. It's very interesting to have him there, but he is not that interesting. You find that there are some points where you start to question his morality a little bit, but not enough for it to be super intriguing. And there are other characters. There's a dog, there's an old man, and that's it. These characters aren't that interesting either. The old man is kind of the generic, tough, rugged, how did he survive this long being so old, but he's survived this long because he's tough and rugged, zombie fighter guy. And he has a dog, and the dog is kind of cool. The dog's cute, and it's one of those things that you hope the dog doesn't die because no one wants to watch a dog die. The old man, I think, compared to the armless man, the old man is more interesting. He at least has something going for him. There's some more intrigue to him, even though he's not, you don't see him as much as the armless man, but he's got that a little bit. And the dog, he's just a dog, but he's there, he's cute, whatever. As far as the plot twists go, there are a few, but there's so little weight to them that I didn't stand out much. Like, early on, and I thought this was leading the book in a different direction, which would have, honestly, I think, been more interesting. You think the old man killed the armless man, but a few panels later, the armless man's still alive and not injured enough for it to really make a difference. I think it would have been so much cooler if he actually did kill the armless man, and then you're with the old man then, and then maybe he dies and another character guides you through the rest of it. That would have been so much more diverse and interesting of a story, but that's not what we got. We're stuck with the armless man for the whole thing. The ending. I did not understand the ending at all. I'm sorry. If you've read this, I honestly think there is something more to the ending that I'm just not getting. If you can please comment if you understand it more than I do. It seems like it was an ending that could have blown my mind and left me walking away from this book a lot more like struck back, and it was something that I'd have to take a moment for, but I didn't understand it to get to that point. It didn't make sense. I wanted it to. I really wanted that to be more of an impacting ending, but it can't if it doesn't make sense. There's something there that I just can't get. I tried Googling Daybreak ending explained, and I couldn't find anything on it. There is something there. I'm not discrediting Brian Ralph for making it a boring ending, because the ending seemed like there's something there that I'm just not getting, but I can't give it points for an ending that made no sense to me. As far as my overall verdict of this book, I'm trashing it a lot in this video, but I did enjoy it. The pacing did make me want to keep reading it. It is pretty fast-paced. It was over kind of too soon, I think. The character of the armless man could be a lot less likable than he is. He's not particularly interesting, but he's certainly not completely unlikable. And you gotta give Brian Ralph credit for at least trying with this new gimmick in a world where zombie stories don't have much innovation at all. I give Daybreak a 3 out of 5. If you find it cheap somewhere, or if it's part of a bundle like it was when I got it, it's absolutely worth reading and it won't take you very long. But don't expect anything that's gonna blow your mind, like I did. Thanks for watching. Bye.